The Hawaii County Elections Division appeared to have everything under control during this press conference in mid-July.
Taking care of the assignment of each and every voter on our assignment list, 101,000 people.
However, a growing number of observers and officials have raised concern about several issues: late absentee ballots, lack of communication, personnel confusion, even mysterious, unexplained audits. And now the state's top elections official has voiced his concern in a critical letter to the clerk. Quote, "This is simply unacceptable on the part of a fellow election administrator," end quote. Chief Election Officer Scott Nago wrote to County Clerk Jame Kawauchi. Quote, "The public relies on us to be assured that their elections are safe and secure," end quote. Radio news broadcaster and perennial forum moderator Sherry Bracken reports that Hawaii County is the last to mail its absentee ballots to voters. Bracken also reports that the fired Elections Office Administrator, Pat Nakamoto, has been placed on administrative leave, even though she was reinstated to her job by the Hawaii County Human Resources Division. The clerk's office has been silent on the issue. Some in the media have complained that the flow of information from the elections office has been disjointed. It didn't help that Bracken and a number of other journalists were not invited to this recent press event. But in the time since, Bracken has reported on a number of communications issues between the clerk's office and the media. For example, some panic erupted on Monday after the elections office was closed without warning and no explanation, only 19 days before the primary election. A note on the door said the office was closed for auditing. It was later clarified that the closure was done so the office could conduct a review of the county's voter registration. And now the letter, an unprecedented communication. In it, the chief election officer writes, quote, "The lack of communication of your office in the last few days has seriously undermined the hard work that the election community does to build the trust of the public in the integrity of the electoral system. And it is imperative that you discuss this matter with us so we may have a better understanding of the scope of the problem," end quote. The letter went on to detail the possible mailing of a second yellow notice of registration and address confirmation card to voters because of possible errors that may have existed in the first yellow card mailout. The University of Hawaii plans to drill into the earth at 2 of 3 prospective locations within the Humu'ula Saddle region of Hawaii Island in order to conduct a detailed hydrologic assessment of the process occurring inside the Big Island. UH is preparing a draft environmental assessment for the study, which has been published by the State Online. According to the document, the research work will be funded by the Cooperative Ecosystem Studies Unit Network administered by the Army Corps of Engineers. Scientists believe large volumes of fresh water have accumulated in Mauna Kea's freshwater aquifer, hundreds of meters below the surface. However, evidence of groundwater as high up as 1,000 meters above sea level along the saddle shows that our understanding of Hawaii Island's hydrology is far from complete. The document says in order to better manage the island's groundwater resources, further investigation and evaluation of the Big Island's hydrology is warranted. The draft EA maps out the possible drilling locations, like this one to the west of Mauna Kea Forest Reserve. Another draft environmental assessment to be published this week, the proposal by OTEC International LLC to construct and operate a 1-megawatt ocean thermal energy conversion facility on the Natural Energy Lab of Hawaii Authority's Hawaii Ocean Science and Technology Park. This facility is a test platform for research, development, and demonstration of the OTEC technology, one that the companies involved hope will lead to larger commercial OTEC power plants. The draft EA goes into great detail about the exact location and planned appearance of the energy facility, including the seawater pipes, structures, and parking lots that will be built into the area. A helicopter tour company is continuing with the environmental approval process in order to land in Royal Gardens subdivision when conducting lava tours, despite the fact that the proposed landing area has already been covered with lava since the process began. When Paradise Helicopter submitted the draft environmental assessment, Jack Thompson's home, the last remaining in the destroyed subdivision, was still standing. But in March of this year, Madame Pele sent the final lava flow down the Pali, burning the surrounding forest and ultimately destroying Jack's home. But the helicopter company hasn't given up on the idea of bringing tours up to the devastated neighborhood. The final environmental assessment shows how the document has evolved to reflect the events, noting in several places that the home has been lost to lava. In one section, the final EA states, lava might destroy the home within a matter of months to years, after which landings at the site might have little or no reason to continue, and that until then the landings would offer visitors a unique and unforgettable perspective on geologic hazard. Paradise Helicopters has reviewed the potential attraction of the tour subsequent to the March 2012 lava inundation and has determined that it would still have value. End quote. The document also says that the now covered lava rock surface on the property is stable, pahoehoe, suitable, and safe for a landing platform. Pohakaloa Training Area will open several areas to bow hunting on Saturday, July 28th and Sunday, July 29th. The U.S. Army Garrison Pohakaloa Public Affairs Office says training areas 1 through 4 will be open for mammal hunting between 5 a.m. and 7 p.m. No early access to hunting areas is permitted. Hunters must check out by 7 p.m. each day. All hunters must check in and check out at either the Kilohana Hunters Check-in Station, located between mile markers 43 and 44 on Saddle Road, or the Hulu Hulu Hunters Check-in Station, located at the intersection of Mauna Kea Access Road and Saddle Road, near mile marker 28. Hunting passes will be available at both check-in stations on Friday, July 27th after 7 p.m. Please place the pass on your vehicle dashboard when hunting. Hunting passes are only valid for July 28th and 29th. It's important to remember that PTA is extremely dry and fires can start easily. No smoking or open flames are allowed in all training and hunting areas. Please report all fires to the PTA Federal Fire Department at 969-2447 or 969-2448. No firearms, alcoholic beverages, all-terrain vehicles, dirt bikes, or recreational vehicles are allowed in the training and hunting areas. Please close all gates when entering or leaving the hunting areas. For more information, call the Hunters Hotline at 969-3474 or the Public Affairs Office at 969-2427. Supporters of hospice, mark August 26th down on your calendar. That's the day when the Fairmont Orchid will play host to the second annual Floating Lantern Ceremony to benefit North Hawaii Hospice. The event falls on a Sunday and will be held from 5 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. The ceremony takes place at Coconut Grove at the AAA 4 Diamond Luxury Resort and will include live music, hula, taiko drummers, and Hawaiian chanting, and will be followed by a sunset lantern release into Pauoa Bay. North Hawaii Hospice says lantern floating is an Asian spiritual tradition that symbolizes the wish for all beings to live in peaceful coexistence. As the lanterns are released onto the ocean, they take with them healing prayers to honor and remember those who have passed. Lanterns are collected at the end of the release, the lantern bases are saved, and the lantern papers are collected, dried, and burned in a respectful manner. Admission is free, and floating lanterns for inscribing messages and decorating will be provided for a suggested donation of $10. Organizers say food and beverage will be available for purchase, and complimentary self-parking will be available. Carpooling is encouraged. Additional information can be found by calling North Hawaii Hospice at 885-7547 or online at northhawaiihospice.org. North Hawaii Hospice is a community-based, nonprofit hospice organization that helps seriously ill patients and their loved ones maintain quality of life even at the end of life. The Maunalani Bay Hotel and Bungalows is proud to introduce one of Hawaii's rising culinary talents, Chef Alan Hess, as their new chef de cuisine of the iconic Canoe House restaurant. Chef Hess comes to Maunalani Bay from his namesake restaurant in Waimea, Allen's Table, where he was both co-owner and chef. Prior to this, Chef Allen was executive chef for Merriman's Restaurant and sous chef for Alan Wong's Hualalai Grill. The Canoe House is known for showcasing more than 80% of locally grown produce inspired by Hawaii's plantation era with modern aesthetics and technique. Waimea's Beamer Solomon Halau has been selected to represent the United States in a major international folk festival. The Papa Palai teen dancers of the Beamer Solomon Halau o Po'ohala, a traditional Hawaiian hula school from Waimea, island of Hawaii, under the direction of fifth-generation Lo'ea, or dance master, and Kumuhula Hulali Solomon Covington, have been selected to represent the United States of America in the 2012 Folkmoot USA International Folk Festival in Waynesville, North Carolina, July 17th through July 30th. The 2012 Folkmoot Festival will present performers from Belgium, Indonesia, Serbia, Peru, Puerto Rico, Philippines, Ukraine, New Zealand, France, and now the 50th states, island of Hawaii. This festival is ranked among the top 20 events in the Southeast and draws 100,000 visitors to North Carolina annually for 2 weeks of traditional performances and cultural exchange. Out of 300 annual submissions, only 10 countries are invited to participate each summer. Governor Neil Abercrombie has asked Senator Malama Solomon, cultural advisor to the Halau, to represent the state of Hawaii at the festival and present a proclamation congratulating and commending the organizers of the festival. This video came to us by way of the Hawaii State Senate.
Aloha. I'm State Senator Malama Solomon, and I'm here in Waynesville, North Carolina. I'm representing our governor, Governor Neil Abercrombie, and our Lieutenant Governor, Brian Schatz, who have declared July 20th as the Folkmoot USA International Folk Festival Day in Hawaii.
My name's Karen Babcock. I'm the Executive Director of Folkmoot USA, and we are extremely proud to have Hawaii represented at Folkmoot this year. We always have one United States group represented, so to have Hawaii is a real treat. Welcome.
As you know, in Hawaii we have a very large Filipino population, and I'm sure they're going to really enjoy this.
From the same group from Provence, La Pulido de Gem. It means the pretty of Gemenos, our town.
We're Beamer Solomon Halau o Po'ohala from the Big Island of Hawaii. And we're representing the United States. Aloha.